Howdy. Welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We are again, without little D, Luna Matata brother, wherever you might be. We are Sleeves of Fantasy Alchemist.
Howdy, sir.
Howdy, brother, myself. I am Bear. This is Outlaw. Let's do it.
So, we talked about some fantasy disappointments here after a quarter way through the season.
Right.
Let's talk about some fantasy surprises.
Okay.
Yeah, pleasant surprises they
Yes.
may be, or they could be unpleasant depending on whether they're on your team or not.
Yeah, or you may have played them on their big weeks.
Right.
Well, let's start with some quarterbacks here.
Okay.
Well, as we already know who the number one and number two are, but
Yes.
who saw Phillip Rivers being number 3 4 weeks into the season? Of course,
Phillip
Rivers.
he had that
Nobody.
one disappointing week 3. Other than that, he's putting up huge numbers.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's back.
Second in the
This
NFL
year.
in touchdowns,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even without Malcolm Floyd. And
Yeah.
Eddie Royal went on a slump, and he's still performing.
Yeah.
Only turned the ball over twice,
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
I might
Yeah.
add.
He's not back. He's playing weak
So he's
defenses. No, you got about 5, 6, maybe 7 more weeks of starting them. And then the schedule gets real for the Chargers.
Okay.
And that's when you bench them. Start them for the next couple weeks. But November's coming.
Right, they got to play Kansas City once in the fantasy season.
Yep.
And they have to they get to play Oakland twice.
Yeah.
Of course, the 2 games against Denver.
Yep.
But still,
Yeah. It's going to get real for him in a little while. He's good for now.
That's
Start
fine.
him now. And if you picked him up earlier, kudos to you.
thank you.
You're welcome. I wasn't talking to you
Oh.
particularly.
He did.
Yeah. Still not helping you win some football games. But,
No, my other positions are,
Yeah.
kind of fucking me, but
But that's a guy to jump on if you can.
Yeah.
But it's not going to last. But rot him out.
Yeah.
But don't be surprised come about week 9, 10 that
when it comes time for them
when
to
you
play
see him fall.
when it comes time for them to play the Chiefs,
Or the
proceed
Broncos.
with caution.
Yes. Find somebody else.
Yeah.
So who else we have on that list?
Alex Smith comes in at number 7. And
Safe pick?
absolutely. But no one pegged him in the top 10.
No. You drafted him as a backup.
Now, granted, he may not be in the top 10 at the end of the season, but if he is, good on you for picking him up and riding with him.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he doesn't put up huge numbers, he doesn't put up huge fantasy games, but he is consistent.
Yeah.
Yes, very.
He doesn't put up big yards, he doesn't have a long arm, or he doesn't have a big arm to throw the long ball, but he makes good decisions.
And he doesn't turn the ball over.
Yes.
Right, that
And
goes
he
into
has
good
Jamal
decisions.
Charles, so he can throw a 10-yard pass, and Charles can take it the rest of the way.
Yep.
Which in
Yes.
San Francisco he did not have.
Well, he had Frank Gore, also a very good running back.
Very good
but
running back, but not the same, not out of the backfield.
not
like
the same
Charles
type of
is.
running
No.
back
Well,
as Jamal
no.
Charles.
And Crabtree wasn't mature yet.
No, he wasn't.
Vernon Davis was his only option, but
Yeah.
at that time he wasn't that much of an option.
And he's
Right.
doing this without really a viable tight end.
Right. Well, and he's got a coach who likes him.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Supports him.
Yeah,
Yeah, Andy Reid wanted him,
yeah,
whereas Jim Harbaugh wanted Kaepernick and was looking
Yeah.
for any excuse.
Yeah.
exactly.
Now, I know Sam Bradford is on that list,
Yeah, he is.
but it's time
Well,
to sell on Sam
I
Bradford.
do want to say before that, though, Alex Smith, as of right now, outscoring Andrew Luck and Tony Romo, who are also in the top 10.
Yeah, just
but beneath Alex Smith.
just give it time with those two.
I agree.
Give it time with luck. I'm not sure about Romo.
Romo's going to get his yards because they're going to get desperate. And they
Yeah,
play in
but-
the NFC East. That's the weakest division right
True,
now.
but Romo
Yeah.
also throws the ball to the other team way too often.
Yeah.
Historically.
He can get 4
Historically.
touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Right.
Exactly.
Those 3 interceptions don't really take away that much compared
Unless
to...
they're run back for touchdowns.
Yeah, but
It
unfortunately...
doesn't hurt him, but it hurts the team.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt fantasy either, unfortunately. It should. It should. A pick 6 should cost you a total of 6 points.
It
Right,
should.
but that's not in any fantasy
No,
scoring
but it
format.
needs to be.
Passed.
All right, how about Matt Schaub at number 11 so far?
That's surprising to me.
I like Matt Schaub. I know that people kind of want him to be removed, but I don't see how you can.
So, but to be a smart quarterback,
Yeah.
um,
Lots of
With-
weapons.
he
Yeah.
does. Oh my God, he has Johnson, he has Hopkins, and he has Daniels. Aside
And Graham.
Yeah.
and
Plus 2 good running backs.
exactly, who are awesome out of the backfield for catching passes.
Right. I mean, he has almost 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. The only
Yeah.
thing that's really screwing him over right now is
Or
some 6 interceptions that he's
I
throwing.
know.
Yeah. But, he's not going to be, in the end, I don't think he'll be a top 12, but he's definitely a spot starter for you.
He is.
He's definitely one of those guys, you look at the matchup.
Yeah.
And
And now, I
you
mean,
Yeah.
going
He's
back
a
to the
matchup
interceptions, though, Granted, the interceptions, that's only cost him 12 points. So instead of 86 points, he'd have 98.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the other thing those interceptions do, what happens if that drive keeps going?
exactly.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at, instead of 1,193 yards, you're looking at possibly, well over 1,200 yards
Yeah.
that he could have had.
He's on pace for 4,600 yards.
Yeah, and that's great.
That's a lot.
Right.
yeah, that's
Especially for
damn
him.
decent.
Yeah.
Of course, he's never had the receiving weapons that he's got right now.
No, he's only had one.
Hopkins makes a huge difference.
He does.
He really does.
That guy might win
And with
Rookie of
two,
the Year.
and with two,
He should right now.
very good tight
Week
ends,
4.
that's 4 threats that you have to cover on every play.
Yeah.
Well, plus there's always, once Foster really gets going, and you got Foster and Tate, that play action's deadly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
But-
then right behind him at number 12, we've got RG3, who we've already talked about being a disappointment, and he's going to continue.
Yeah.
He's going to continue to linger outside the top 10
Yeah.
until he gets his legs going again.
Yeah.
And if that never happens, then
Yeah.
God help Washington Redskins, because they ain't
And then
helping
lingering right
themselves.
outside the top 12 is Sam Bradford.
Yeah, but that's done. He's done. He's done. He had a good 2 weeks. He's done. He's missing wide open
Yeah, very well.
receivers.
Yes, he is.
They have a whole big situation going on at running back.
Yeah, true.
Jake Long went down injured last week.
There's a surprise.
Yeah, well that's why we got rid of him. A left tackle that can't lift his left arm. Not
Yeah, you
good.
can't really
Not
have
good.
that.
No,
Really not good.
no, you kind of need that. They're done. I like the Rams going into the season, but something's going on over there.
Yeah, something. They're not running all cylinders.
No, it's time to sell Bradford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, if you can trade him for something, go ahead and do it.
You might have another big game or two, but overall, I mean, in that San Francisco game last Thursday night, how many wide open wide receivers did he miss?
Yeah.
Oh, too many.
Yeah, constantly. Like,
Bradford's ultimately going to fall back down to where we expect him, somewhere around the number 20 mark.
yeah, I don't see Bradford being an NFL or starting NFL quarterback very much longer.
No. If it doesn't happen this year, he will not start next year, I
Yeah.
believe.
So those are some.
Either way, as of right now, he's still outscoring Brady and Kaepernick.
Yeah, but that's going to change. Maybe not the Kaepernick part, because Kaepernick sucks.
Yeah, Kaepernick's going to be right down there with him at the end of the season.
Yeah, I didn't like
I think
Kaepernick
so.
last year. I thought it was a fluke year.
It was. Because nobody knew what he was going to do.
Exactly.
He was new. Defenses didn't have a lot of film on him.
Yeah.
Now they do. They know what to do.
Yeah,
but
And
if you
look
had,
at- I mean,
but still, if you had the, if you absolutely had to, like if you, like I did, and you waited on a quarterback in the draft, and waited, and everyone else got picked up, if you were the one that said, you know what, I'll just roll with Bradford, and it worked out for you, good, but don't count on it.
No.
Look for other options now.
He was draftable, as a backup.
Right.
yeah.
But
Not as a starter.
it's not. It's over.
Yeah. Not an every week starter. Not
Yeah.
to do it.
So those are some surprises that we've had at quarterback so far through the first 4 weeks.
Stay frosty, my friends.